if I say A equals 1, 2, 3, A is the tuple 1, 2, 3. Right? Tuple is a list that cannot be changed after it's created. So far, so good? Okay. A equals 1, 2, 3. Same answer. If it's clear from context that I'm building a tuple, I don't actually have to put the parentheses around it. If it's ambiguous because there's other stuff before and after, then yeah, I've got to put the parentheses. But if I've got a bunch of values separated by commas and nothing else going on, Python says, oh, goody, you're constructing a tuple. Now, x, y, z equals 1, 2, 3. Print x, print y, print z. What I've actually done is say, I've got a tuple of variables, and I've got a tuple of values, and they're the same length, so you can match them up one by one, left to right. Right? If I said x, y, z equals 1, 2, 3, and you knew nothing about the programming language, I assert with a high degree of certainty that you would assume that 1 was being assigned to x, 2 was being assigned to y, 3 was being assigned to z. Right? I mean, there's no other reasonable interpretation of that line. So Python does exactly that. What it's actually doing is building the tuple of variables, the tuple of values, and saying, oh, goody, they match up. Right? X, Y, Z. Okay, now, sorry, clear the screen, get this back up to the top. If I say data equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for D in data, print D, right? The first element of that list is that pair. The second element of that list that we're looping over is that pair. The third element of the list is that pair. Right? The outer list has 3 things, each of which is a pair of 2 values. Okay? So, I can say for first, second in data, print first, second. Right? Because the for loop's grabbing the first thing out of that list. There are 2 values, and I've got 2 variables to stuff them in. It's exactly like saying first comma second equals 1 comma 2. It's doing exactly the same thing behind the scenes. It says, you've got 2, I can match them up, so I will take apart your structure inside the loop. It's a convenience, but it really is a convenience. It makes things a lot easier to read. It actually isn't any faster, but it's a lot easier to read. Okay? So you'll see this sort of decomposition being done all over the place in Python. If I've got something like people is Isaac Newton, 1643 physics, Charles Darwin, what did we decide? It was 1809. Biology, Alan Turing, 1912. Computing. And I say for name, birth year, field, in people, print name, field. That matches the structure of that. So I'm pulling the things out, putting them in variables with sensible names, and then working on them. Right? If the sublists here have different numbers of fields, or if they're in different orders, you can't use this trick. If some of the sublists have 2 elements and some have 5, there's nothing I can put here that will match all of them. So this trick doesn't work. Similarly, if sometimes I've got Alan Turing computing 1912, Python will quite happily assign computing to birth year and 1912 to field. Probably not what I want. Okay? In other languages where things are strongly typed, I could say for string name, int birth year string field in people, and if at any point it didn't match up, it would say wrong shape, wrong type of data. Okay? But you'll do this a lot, and you can go several levels deep. If you've got a list of lists of lists, etc., etc. Absolutely. As long as the thing you're assigning to has the same shape as the thing you've got, Python, if it can put them on transparencies, overlay them and say, yep, it's a match, it's happy. Don't abuse this. If you go 2 levels deep, I'm going to look at you with my eyebrows up a little bit. If you go, sublist, 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 and all matches up, man, your program is fragile. Number one, nobody can read it. Number two, as soon as you change the shape of any of your data, all your loops stop working. Right? So, yes, the programming language allows you to do bad things, but you're good